Have you been feeling like the world is pushing back harder the moments start claiming your power? Then your guardian angels have a message for you. You might think that people conspire against you, but the truth is you're finally stepping into a version of yourself that no longer needs their validation. The angels say, "It's jarring, isn't it? One moment you're surrounded by people who seem to support you, and the next, their energy changes the moment you start owning your power." Have you noticed that shift? The sideways glances, the sudden distance, the subtle criticism wrapped in concern. These aren't coincidences, they're reactions, because the moment you've stopped asking for permission, you stopped fitting into the role they'd written for you. And that can feel like betrayal, even when it's actually liberation. You're not imagining it. Their discomfort is real, but it has nothing to do with you being wrong. It has everything to do with you being real. Have you ever paused to give yourself credit for how far you've come? For having the courage to say, "I'm allowed to evolve, even if it makes others uncomfortable." That's not arrogance, that's alignment. You're not breaking away from love, you're breaking away from limitation. What you're experiencing isn't betrayal or conspiracy. It's resistance from those who can no longer control the version of you they once knew. You're starting to no longer need their approval, and that's rattling them. They've grown comfortable with your silence, your need for validation, your tendency to second-guess yourself before speaking your truth. But now, your light is too radiant to dim, and your clarity too loud to ignore. You've begun to prioritize your own intuition over their expectations, and that shift is powerful. What you're facing might feel like rejection, but it's actually the echo of a past that can no longer contain who you're becoming. I repeat, you might think that people conspire against you, but the truth is you're finally stepping into a version of yourself that no longer needs their validation. What you're doing right now, trusting your path without needing to explain it to anyone, is a form of spiritual evolution. It's hard to let go of the need for approval, especially from those who've been central to your story. But not everyone is meant to walk beside you in every chapter. Some were only there to remind you of what you're not. And that realization, it can hit you like a wave. Think about the people who once defined your world, those whose opinions shaped your choices, whose moods dictated your self-worth. Where are they now? If you've outgrown them, that's not failure, that's evolution. It doesn't mean they were bad people. It just means their chapter in your story was never meant to be the final one. You're allowed to keep the memories without clinging to the roles you play to earn their approval. Ask yourself this: who are you when no one's watching? When you don't have to shrink, filter, or perform? That version of you, the one who feels expansive, intuitive, and calm, that's the one your future is calling in. And yes, there's grief in letting go. Missing someone doesn't mean you're meant to return to them. Sometimes love teaches you who you are without them. And that truth, it sets you free. Right now, you're learning how to stand on your own. And that doesn't come from a place of bitterness. It comes from deep self-respect. You're learning that just because someone doesn't clap for you, that doesn't mean you're going it wrong. And the whispers behind your back, the withdrawal of energy from people who used to be close, that's not your failure. It's a sign that your energy is elevating, and not everyone is ready for the altitude. The higher you rise, the more silence you'll encounter. But that silence is sacred. It gives you space to hear your own voice, perhaps for the first time in a long while. So let people misunderstand you. Let them speculate. None of that can touch the truth that lives within you now. And maybe for the first time, you're beginning to hear that truth clearly. In the silence that follows someone's absence, something unexpected happens. You start to hear your own voice again. Have you noticed that? The quiet isn't emptiness, it's clarity. It's the sound of your intuition getting louder, your peace settling in, your mind finally making space for you. That kind of stillness is not a void. It's sacred ground where you rediscover yourself without the noise of other people's expectations. What if this silence is exactly what you've been needing? Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because when you're no longer surrounded by those who misunderstand your worth, you begin to understand it yourself. That's when transformation happens, not in applause, but in the quiet moment when you look in the mirror and no longer need external confirmation to know who you are. You just know. And that knowing is everything. Your guardian angels are proud of you for choosing your authenticity over approval. It's easy to forget how powerful that choice is, to be authentic in a world that constantly asks you to be convenient. And yet, here you are, showing up as your whole self, even when it's uncomfortable. That's rare. That's brave. And that deserves recognition. You didn't get here by accident. Every moment you felt dismissed, every time you doubted your worth, every tear you cried in silence, those were steps. Painful ones, but necessary, because they led you here, to this version of you that no longer folds just to fit. You've walked through fire and kept your softness. You've stood alone and stayed kind. You've questioned everything and still chosen love over resentment. That's wisdom, and the more you embody this truth, the more magnetic your energy becomes. The right people, the ones who see you without needing you to shrink, will find you. Not by accident, but by alignment. Because when you rise in your truth, you stop chasing and start attracting. You're shedding layer after layer of old roles, outdated beliefs, and relationships that only functioned when you played small. And while that process can feel like a loss, it's really a return to your essence, to the you that never needed to be anything but real. It's a reunion with the self you once quieted to make others feel comfortable, the one who dreamed freely before fear crept in. You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you were before the world told you who to be, and that version of you. They're powerful, they're peaceful, and they're finally ready to live out loud. So when it feels like you're losing everything, remind yourself, what's falling away is only what was never meant to stay. And what's waiting on the other side isn't isolation, it's alignment. The right people and opportunities will meet you where you truly are. This concludes the message from your guardian angels. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, bless them with the strength to keep walking the path of their truth, even when the world resists their growth. Let every moment of solitude reveal their worth, and may the silence around them become sacred space where clarity rises. Remind them that they are not alone in this transformation. That divine presence walks beside them as they shed the roles that no longer serve them. May their authenticity draw the right souls, and their courage be met with peace. Amen. Walk boldly, speak clearly, and love yourself fiercely, because the version of you that's emerging was worth every step it took to get here. Type 456 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?